Welcome to English 520. We often study English every day. But when we meet a foreigner on the street or visit our children abroad, do we freeze? Can we not say a word? When they speak a little fast, do we get confused immediately? Actually, English is not that scary. Here at English 520, we do not study for exams. We study to use it. You don't need to speak perfectly like a native speaker. You just need to speak so people understand, and you feel happy. That is enough. In this video, I will not teach dry theory. I bring you the simplest roadmap. You can use it right away in your daily life in Taiwan or anywhere else. Whether you go shopping, meet friends, or travel, don't change the channel, because this gift is just for you. Part 1, the story of Auntie Wang and English. To start today's lesson, I want to tell you a small story. It happened right at the traditional market near my house. There is Auntie Wang. She is a kind woman, over 60 years old. She has a small fruit stall in the corner of the morning market. For the last 40 years, she only used Taiwanese and Mandarin to invite her familiar neighbors. Life was peaceful next to the baskets of guavas and fragrant mangoes. But recently, Taiwan has welcomed many foreign tourists. The small market suddenly became busy with Western guests. I still remember clearly how confused Auntie Wang was that day. When a Western guest stopped, pointed at the yellow mangoes, and asked the price, Auntie Wang panicked. Her face turned red. She just smiled and waved her hands to say no. After the guest walked away, she looked at me and sighed. She said sadly, "Oh, child, I am old. My brain is like a sieve now. Everything falls out. I learn and then forget immediately. How can I learn this Western language? Maybe." That is not just Auntie Wang's thought. It is the feeling of many of you listening to this video. We often think that our brain is old and tired. But do you know? Science and real life prove the opposite. The brain of an older person does not expire. It is like a huge and valuable library. It is full of life experience, patience, and deep understanding. We do not lose the ability to learn. We just need to organize the books in that library a little bit. And Auntie Wang, our main character, made an amazing change. She did not force herself to sit at a desk like a child. She did not try to learn difficult grammar. She chose the most practical way. Learn what you sell. Yesterday, when I went to the morning market, I was very surprised. Auntie Wang looked full of energy. Still at that fruit stall, but this time she held a ripe mango. She smiled brightly and spoke clearly to a Western guest. "This mango, very sweet, only 4 simple words." Maybe the pronunciation was not 100% perfect, like a native speaker. But her bright smile and the happy nod of the guest were priceless. At that moment, the language barrier completely disappeared. Only the connection between people remained. So, the biggest lesson today is not in any textbook. It is in our mindset. I hope you will stop saying, "I am old." Instead, every morning when you wake up, tell yourself, "I have more time than young people to enjoy this language slowly." Please think of English as a new friend visiting your home. Sit down, drink tea, and chat together every day. Do not think of it as a strict teacher holding a ruler. Relax, and learning will come naturally. Part 2. Learning English is like making tea eggs, the secret for older learners. Dear friends, every time we walk into a convenience store like 7-Eleven or Family Mart, what is the first smell? It is the sweet and warm smell of the tea egg pot. Please remember, how do we make a delicious tea egg? It has a beautiful cracked shell. The white part turns brown. The flavor goes deep inside. Can we make it quickly? No, we cannot. It needs to soak in black tea, star anise, and cinnamon for a long time. And most importantly, the fire must be very small. We must cook it slowly, all day and night. Learning English at our age is exactly like that pot of tea eggs. There is a saying, haste makes waste. The biggest mistake many of you make in traditional classes is being forced to speak immediately. But in your head, there are no words and no sounds yet. It is like forcing a tree to give fruit before the roots go deep into the ground. If you rush to speak, you will be afraid of being wrong. You will feel shy, and then you will want to give up. At English 520, we believe in the method. Soft rain soaks deep. Please listen a lot. Read to understand, and then speak. Let English absorb into you naturally, just like spices absorb into the tea egg. 1. Let's bath in the language. Please do not make it hard for yourself. Do not turn on CNN or BBC News. They speak as fast as the wind. They use big words about economy and politics. Listening to them will only give you a headache or high blood pressure. Please choose something soft and gentle. When walking in the park, in the morning or late afternoon, when you take a walk or do Tai Chi in the park, please put on your earphones. Don't listen to music without words anymore. Turn on an old fairy tale like Little Red Riding Hood in slow English. Or listen to simple conversations between neighbors. Breathe the fresh air and let English flow into your ears with your steps. When taking the MRT or bus, instead of staring at your phone until your eyes are tired or looking at the crowd, please close your eyes. Relax. Listen to a podcast for older people. Hear how they ask for directions or how to go to the market. Now, the noise around you is not important. There is only a whispering voice in your ear. When doing housework, this is the golden time to learn. When you are picking vegetables, washing dishes, sweeping the floor, or watering flowers on the balcony, turn on English. Treat it like background music. You do not need to try hard to translate every word. Just let the sound play naturally. The goal is for your ears to get used to the melody of English. Just listen, and naturally, you will understand. 2. Read what makes you happy. Please put the thick grammar books away in the cupboard. Life around us in Taiwan is the most lively textbook. Read at the supermarket. When you go to PX Mart or Carrefour, pick up a bottle of shampoo or soy sauce. Look at the label. Shampoo is for washing hair. Soy sauce is for cooking. If you see a sign buy one, get one free, you will find it interesting immediately because it helps your wallet. Read menus and signs. When waiting for the train, look at the bilingual signs. When entering a restaurant, try to look at the English menu. How do they write the familiar beef noodle soup? Curiosity about things right in front of you helps you remember 10 times better than memorizing like a parrot. Read for your hobbies. This is the most important thing. If you like Buddhism and peace, find short quotes in English. A sentence like peace comes from within can bring joy all day. Or if you love cooking, try reading a recipe for a Taiwanese dish in English. At that moment, you are not studying English. You are using English to learn about what you love. Dear friends, learning English in middle age is not to compete with anyone. It is to make our golden years happier. It helps our minds stay clear and gives us confidence when stepping into the world. Please be slow and relaxed, like stewing a delicious pot of tea eggs. Flavorful, deep, and smelling great. Part 3. Uncle Ming's secret? Lying on a rattan chair and speaking like the wind. Let me pour a cup of tea and tell you a story about Uncle Ming, a dear old friend of mine. He lives right here in this busy Kaohsiung city. Before, he worked as a security guard for a big building. Now, he is retired to enjoy his old age. Uncle Ming is just like many of you here. He loves listening to the radio. But when I mention learning English, he shakes his head immediately. In his mind, studying is something very miserable. He thinks to learn a Western language, he must sit straight at a desk, put on reading glasses, and hold a pen and notebook to write everything down. But sadly, he is getting old. His back often hurts, and his eyes are quite blurry. How can he sit tight like young children for hours? Just thinking about that scene makes him want to give up. Seeing his worry, I smiled and gave him advice. Uncle Ming, please don't make it hard for yourself. Just go home and lie down on that rattan chair on the balcony. Turn on the radio and play English for just 15 minutes a day. Just listen. You don't need to take notes. If you feel sleepy after listening, just take a nap to feel better. It sounded good to him, so Uncle Ming really did it. Every noon, next to a pot of tea, he lay swaying on the rattan chair and turned on simple greeting conversations. He listened again and again to a tape about asking for directions. Honestly, in the first few days, English sounded like birds singing to him. He didn't understand anything. Sometimes, after only 5 minutes, he was already snoring loud. But he did not give up. He just let the sound flow past his ears naturally, like the wind from a fan. Just like that, 2 months passed quickly. On a beautiful morning, Uncle Ming went to do morning exercises and took a walk by the Love River. While breathing fresh air, he met an American tourist couple. They looked confused, turning a map around and around. They were sweating because they were lost. Seeing them struggle, suddenly a strange reflex appeared inside him. Without thinking, without searching his memory, Uncle Ming stepped forward. He pointed his finger and spoke out loud, "Go straight, then turn left." The couple was happy and thanked him repeatedly. But Uncle Ming stood there, frozen in surprise. He startled himself. He asked, "Oh, where did that English sentence come from? I never memorized it. You know, that sentence came out from those light naps beside the radio." English had soaked into his subconscious. It entered his head in the gentlest way without him knowing. Uncle Ming's story gives us a very valuable lesson. Comfort is the key to long-term memory. At this age, do not force yourself to study when you are stressed or tired. Learn when your soul is most relaxed, when lying on the sofa, or watering plants and drinking tea. Let English become a friend, not a heavy burden. Part 4. Turn your home into a classroom. We are living in Taiwan, breathing the air here, and going to the market here. So why should we tire our brains learning strange words like spaceship or politics, right? English is actually not as hard as we think. Let's learn words that are right in your pocket, right on your dining table. Today, I invite you to play a small game with me. Let's build an English house right in your lovely apartment. 1. First is the refrigerator door. Please take a small piece of paper. Write big letters, "I am hungry." Stick it where you can see it. Every time your stomach growls and you open the door to find an apple or a carton of milk, read it out loud or in your head, "I am hungry." Just like that, your hungry stomach will remind you of this word every day. 2. Next is the tea table, the most relaxing place of the day. Stick the words hot tea and relax right next to the hot teapot. Every morning or afternoon, when you lift a cup of fragrant oolong tea, tell yourself, "Drink hot tea to relax." When the warm tea goes into your stomach and peace spreads out, that is when English enters your memory most easily. 3. The bathroom mirror. And don't forget the mirror in the bathroom. Stick the magic spell, "You look great today." Older people like us are often shy to praise ourselves. But every morning when brushing your teeth or washing your face, look in the mirror. Smile brightly and give yourself a compliment. It makes you happy and you learn the lesson. Isn't that great? Now, let's step out onto the street with a vocabulary set, market and daily life. Please imagine you are walking in a noisy and busy night market. English now is not a lesson. It is a tool to communicate. Shopping, when you see something you like, the first sentence will be, "How much is this?" If the seller says a price that is too high, remember the most important spell to protect your wallet, "too expensive." Say this, wave your hand a little, and you will surely get a discount. Shopping is fun like that. Eating. When tasting food, instead of just nodding, say, "Yummy" or "delicious." Look around. The special smell of stinky tofu is coming. Or young people are holding chewy and sweet cups of bubble tea. When you attach English to a potato, a bunch of vegetables, the smell of stinky tofu, or the sweetness of milk tea, English suddenly has a shape, a smell, and a taste. Science has proved it. When something has emotion and connects to real life, our older brains will remember it for a very long time. It is hard to forget. Please learn like that. Slowly enjoy life, my dear friends. Part 5. The Whispering Secret. Let go of the fear of speaking. Many of you send me messages or meet me and complain. I love learning, but honestly, I am very shy to open my mouth. I am afraid of making mistakes. If my children or neighbors hear me, they might laugh. It would be embarrassing. My dear friends, I completely understand that feeling. The fear of being wrong or being judged is the biggest wall for older people. But do not worry. Today, I will show you a special trick. It is very effective. We do not need to stand on a stage. We do not need to speak loudly in a crowd. This method is called whispering. Let's practice with silent friends, excellent listeners who never laugh at us. 1. Whisper to the plants on the rooftop. We Taiwanese people love to use the rooftop or small balcony to grow some flowers or vegetables, right? That is the best private space. Every early morning, when you hold the watering can, treat those plants as little friends. While watering, just whisper, "Good morning," or "Grow fast, little tree." Plants are very kind. They never catch grammar mistakes. They never judge your pronunciation. They only grow greener because of your care and your warm voice. 2. Talk to your pets. I see many families here treat dogs and cats like grandchildren in the house. They are the most loyal friends. Instead of just petting them silently, try to communicate with a few short English sentences. When you see the puppy running to you and wagging its tail, ask, "Are you hungry?" Or every afternoon, when getting ready to take it to the park, say happily, "Let's go for a walk." You will see, whether you speak English or Taiwanese, just hearing your loving voice makes them extremely happy. 3. Talk to yourself while waiting. Life in Taiwan is busy, but when you walk to the market or sit on your scooter waiting for the traffic light, those are golden, quiet moments to practice. When you see the red light countdown is still long, instead of being impatient, whisper to yourself, "The red light is long." Or look up at the sky and say, "It is hot today." Turn speaking English into small whispers like that. The goal is to get your mouth muscles used to moving in English. When your mouth becomes flexible, the sound will naturally become rounder and better. And please, never pressure yourself to have a perfect American or British accent like people on TV. We are Taiwanese. Speaking English with a Taiwanese accent is fine. It is no problem at all. As long as people understand you and feel your sincerity, that is already a huge success. Part 6. A gentle daily English schedule. Dear friends, aunts, and uncles, learning a language at our age is not a race to see who is faster. It is a vitamin for the brain. It keeps our minds clear and our spirits happy. English 520 suggests a small schedule to make English a close friend in your daily life. 7 a.m. Start the day with memories in the fresh morning air. When you are walking slowly in the park or doing your familiar arm swinging exercise, let your ears relax. Do not try to listen to stressful lessons. Please play classic English songs like "Yesterday Once More" or "Country Roads." The sweet melodies of the old days will wake up your senses. Music is the shortest and softest road to bring language into memory without any hard effort. Healthy legs, happy ears. That is the perfect way to start a new day. 9 a.m. Secret joy at the market now is the time to join the busy life of the traditional market or supermarket. Let's turn shopping into a small mind game for yourself. When holding a fresh red apple, think silently, "Ah, this is an apple." When choosing a fresh fish for lunch, smile and whisper, "Hello, fish." Especially when receiving change, try saying a soft thank you. Even if the seller replies in Taiwanese or Mandarin, it is okay. The important thing is that you conquered your shyness. That feeling is truly interesting and proud. 3 p.m. Relaxing afternoon tea. This is the most precious time of the day for yourself. Beside a cup of fragrant oolong tea, please relax your whole body. Open your phone and visit English 520. Just watch one short 5-minute video. No need for more. Please think of us as a friend telling a story, not a teacher giving a lecture. Listen to a small story and try to repeat 1 or 2 simple, positive sentences. For example, the magic spell for today: life is beautiful. Sip some tea, speak a beautiful English sentence, and life suddenly feels very peaceful. 8 p.m. Connecting family love. After a warm dinner, when the family gathers together, English becomes a bridge of love. If you have grandchildren nearby, try pretending to be a student. Ask your grandchild, "My dear, how do you say this in English?" Children love being little teachers. They will be excited to show you immediately. The laughter when grandparents learn from grandchildren will erase the generation gap. This is not just learning vocabulary. It is a happy moment of family bonding that we always cherish. Part 7. Learning vocabulary, patience, repetition, success. Forgetfulness is a friend, not an enemy. This is the most honest thing I want to share with you. Do you ever learn a word in the morning, but by the afternoon, your mind goes blank? You sigh, blame yourself for being old, having a bad memory, and want to give up. Please, never think like that. Imagine our brain is like a thick garden. Forgetting is a natural way to clean up dry leaves. It helps the mind feel light. Learning a new word is like walking through a field of tall grass. If you walk once, the grass stands up again. There is no trace. But if you walk that way every day, the grass will lie down and create a clear path. English is exactly the same. You are not bad at it. Simply, the path has not formed yet. It is like water flowing over a rock. Water is soft, stone is hard. But if it flows forever, the stone must wear down. It just needs time, my friends. Don't learn like. It's a punishment. Learn like meeting an old friend. So, I advise you, never force yourself to memorize immediately. Do not sit at a desk and write a new word 50 or 100 times like children used to do at school. That only makes your hands tired, your eyes tired, and you feel bored. Instead, let's use the method meeting an acquaintance. For example, today you learn the word happy. Look at it, read it once, then stop. Go cook rice, go water the plants. Tomorrow, remember it. Hey, yesterday I learned the word for joyful is happy. 3 days later, when your grandchildren come to visit and you feel excited, whisper to yourself, "This feeling is happy." A week later, when exercising in the park and meeting a neighbor, wave your hand and think, "Meeting him, I am very happy." Just like that, vocabulary is no longer dry words on paper. It becomes an old friend. The first time you meet, it is strange. The second time, it looks familiar. By the 5th or 7th time, it becomes a best friend. You cannot forget it even if you try. Be patient with yourself like a parent. Finally, please be patient with yourself. Remember the old days when you raised your children from when they were tiny babies. When your child learned to walk, they fell down again and again. Did you ever scold them? "Why are you so stupid?" No. You clapped your hands, helped them up, and encouraged them to keep going. When they learned to speak and spoke unclearly, you did not punish them. You just laughed and taught them again. Now, that child is your own brain learning English. It is taking the first steps. It will fall. It will forget. And it will speak wrongly. At those times, please be forgiving. Please be gentle with yourself, just like you were gentle with your children. Learning at this age is not a race to the finish line. It is a journey to enjoy joy every day, knowing a little more each day, remembering one more word. That is already a huge happy. Part 8, a small gift in your pocket. Peace of mind everywhere. Today, English 520 wants to give everyone a very special gift for the soul. We jokingly call this a lucky charm or a bodyguard just for older people. Please get a very small notebook. Write these lines carefully and always carry it in your shirt pocket or handbag. Just having this notebook with you, you will feel much more confident and safe every time you leave the house. 1. When you get lost. Older people like us sometimes get lost when taking the MRT or walking on the street because the roads change constantly. At that moment, please do not panic. Breathe deeply and use these 3 sentences to ask young people around you. Excuse me, I am lost. Where is the MRT station? Can you help me? Just hearing these sentences, people will surely guide you home safely. 2. When you have health issues. This is extremely important for older people. Health is gold. But sometimes the weather changes, or walking a lot makes our legs tired and knees weak. We need help immediately. Please remember these sentences well. They can save us in an urgent situation. I need a doctor. My leg hurts. Please call this number. Small tip. For the last sentence, please write the phone number of your children or relatives right next to the English sentence in your notebook. 3. Daily social greeting. Learning English is not just for safety. It is also to find joy in old age. When walking in the park in the morning or meeting a neighbor, try to open the conversation with these lovely sentences. Have you eaten yet? This is the warmest greeting, very Asian style, just like Jia Ba Bue in Taiwanese. The weather is nice today. Your dog is very cute. Do you see? Just a few simple sentences, and we can connect with everyone around us. We become modern, happy global citizens right in our own familiar neighborhood. Conclusion. There is a famous saying, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is now. Please do not let the age number on paper stop your joy of living. Learning English in our golden years is not to compete. It is to expand the borders of our soul. It is to feel that our minds are still clear. We still love learning, and we can still connect with the big world out there. English 520 will always be here, like a tea friend, walking with you every day. We will speak slowly. We will be patient, and we will always encourage you. Let's start today with a small thing. Smile and say, hello, English 520. Thank you for listening to this long sharing. If you find it useful for your old friends or your parents, please share it. I wish you a peaceful day full of health. See you in the next lesson.